Welcome everyone. Welcome to Learning with Miss Aarti official channel. And if you have not subscribed the channel till now, just subscribe it. And we are going for the Jolly Phonics tutorial, sessions. My previous session was the very first part of this tutorial, and today I shall be moving, with the second part of this, Jolly Phonics tutorial for teachers and parents who are interested to know about it. So yes, in my previous session, I told you about the 5 basic skills for reading and writing, which are actually involved in your Jolly Phonics. So here, learning the letter sound is being done by Jolly Phonics, learning the letter formation, of course, blending, identifying the sounds in the words, basically the tricky words, and spelling the tricky words. So yesterday, 3 means the topmost 3 we have already discussed. Now, today I shall be, putting some light on identifying sounds in words and spelling the tricky words. So here we go. Great. Okay. So here is, identifying the sounds in the words. When I say identifying the sounds in the word, the easiest way to know how to spell a word is to listen from the sounds in that word, right? If I'm saying any word, you must understand the sound, right? Okay, so you must understand, the sound, right? Okay. And even with this, tricky words and understanding of the letter sounds can help. So yes, when I am saying any child that you have to go for any one CVC word, so there the child will relate with the sound, not with the letter. This is what I want to clear here. When we are reading a book, when we are reading a word in a book and number of sentences made up of those words in the book, then in that case we read by the sounds only, right? Because the if I read letter U, the sound of letter U is a. So here I cannot read with the help of letters. I can read only with the help of sound. So my idea is, when you are reading, use sounds of the letters in that particular word. Start by having your child listen for the first sound in a word. So that beginning sound concept, ending sound concept should be clear to the child. Games like I Spy are ideal for this, right? So here you are actually making the child to learn with the help of certain games. For example, if there is a complete word CAT, if I read it like CAT, I won't be able to read it like cat. But if I read actor, then I shall be able to read with the help of sound. So the basic idea here to clear to, early years teachers is that you have to make the child read with the help of sound. The basic thing is that. So let them, recall the sounds more and more, because the idea is that they should understand the, importance of sounds, and they should, play certain games with you to, understand that yes, sounds are important to speak or to read the words. Next, try listening for the ending sound. Very important. So beginning sound and ending sound, very important. 2 sounds. As the middle sound of the word is the hardest to hear. Now here we have to understand this thing on as a point of view of the child also, because we are actually dealing with the children who are just, in that, that phase of learning. That is a gradual process for them. So here We have to understand the beginning sound and the ending sound should be clear to the child. In between middle sounds, in between sounds of a word, or you can say the middle sounds of the word, it is very difficult for the child to understand them. That is why we, cover the concept of beginning and ending sound first. Next is begin with the simple three-letter words. Very simple. Your vowel families should be clear to the child. So make them understand the formation of CVC word, how to make CVC words, and three-letter CVC words. So you can see my, different recorded videos where you can see the color coding is being used to make different CVC words. So how you can make the CVC words? A good idea is to say a word and tap out the sounds. Very important. So different sounds you can tap out. Okay, k, t. So you're tapping the sounds. When you're tapping the sounds, the tap will make you understand better. The loud sessions make you understand better. To hear you, your auditory, learning will be there. Three tap means three sounds. Very simple. So three taps are there. K, a, t. Very simple. So three taps, CVC word. It is not naturally, it should be a CVC word because here I am doing CVC word, right? So say each sound as you tap. Very simple. Take care with diagram. Naturally, in my upcoming videos, I shall be talking about the diagrams separately. So the word fish here, I just briefly tell you that this SH sound is basically a, a combined sound, right? So it is having 4 letters, but the sounds are 3 only. So here you have to take care of the digraphs where 2 letters, I again repeat, in digraphs where 2 letters all together make a one sound. And in blends, there are 2 letters, but they are not all together making a one sound. There are sound of both the letters. For example, B and L. B and L together make a blend, and that's blur. If it is S and H, it is sir, and her, it is not sir, her, it is sure. So it is a digraph. Very simple, in very simple word. So rhyming games, poems, and jollyphonic songs also help tune the ears. Very important. So that auditory learning, I told you in the part 1 as well, auditory learning, visual learning, both are taking place in your jollyphonics. So it is a complete package, jollyphonics. Add a sound, or what do I get it if add A and P to the beginning of ink? What I will get, right? If I will add A, if I will add P in the beginning of ink, what I shall be getting? Such kind of games you can play with the children, right? Very interesting, make them understanding, okay, this sound is having importance, this sound is not having importance. Making a sensible word, making a word which is actually not having a meaning. But I want to add on here, when we do CVC words, we are doing the CVC words, I've seen teachers doing 5 CVC words, 6 CVC words, those who have meaning in the classroom. The idea is tell them how to make CVC words, taking the consonant, adding with the family. Consonant, family. Consonant, family. So when you are taking the consonant, adding with the family, it is making the CVC word. So don't be confined to 5 to 6 CVC words. Tell them number of CVC words, right? Because every CVC word is not having a meaning. It may be used. It is a combination used to make the, complex words. Second point, very interesting. I want to put some light on this as well. Take away a sound. What do I get if I take away P from pink? If I take away P, that is your consonant, right? Make them learn by, using more and more vocabulary words. Use new vocabulary. Okay, this is consonant, this is vowel, this is two-letter word, this is one-letter word. If I replace this, if I add this, more and more brainstorming will help the children learn, more and more, right? Blended learning should be there. So other examples are also there in front of you. If I remove F from lap, flap, then it will be lap. If I remove S from slip, it will be lip, like say, right? So such games you can do in the classroom. These are the games which are very helpful throughout the year if you are doing such things. Definitely, you will not face that transition when they will go to the next grade, and there they shall be doing the one stage up Jollyphonics. So that connector should be there in between the two grades when the child is going from one grade to the next grade doing the phases of Jollyphonics. Very interesting. Now let me move on to the last and the important skill, which is spelling the tricky words. Tricky words means those words which we get in those different rhymes of Jollyphonics, right? So there are a number of words. If you hear Jollyphonics, then you come to know there are a number of tricky words, right? And they are difficult to speak as well, right? So there are different ways of learning the tricky spelling. So I shall be sharing few ways how we will go for tricky spellings. Now look, cover, write and check. Very simple. I just want to put it in the box for your help. Look, then cover, then write and then check, right? Seems to be like very old one sort of. So looking at the word, so if I'm looking, I'm doing visual learning to see which bit is tricky, which part is tricky in the complete word. Now ask the child to try writing the word in the air. Air writing, we have already heard about it. If not, then I'm making that word in the air is called air writing, right? So ask the child to try the writing the word in the air, saying the letters, different letters, right? Now cover the word over. Now what you have to do, just cover it over and see if the child can write it correctly, and then make sure whether the child has written it correctly or not. So there are different ways. One of the way, very simple one, look, cover, write, check. Look, cover, write, check. Okay. So you are doing your visual learning, then you are doing your air writing learning, then you are doing your brainstorming, then again you are writing, you are checking. So this is how you are, relating with this one. Now I shall be moving towards the next one. Let's see what is that. Okay. Say it as it sounds. Very simple. If I say it as the sound, say the word, so each sound is heard, right? So I have to understand every sound. For example, the word was is said as was, to rhyme with mass, right? So the word Monday is said as Monday. Here, what I should supposed to do? There is no letter U here. A sound is there. But what is that? MON is your mon, and then day, DAY, right? So here we have to take care of the word, because here we are not able to, bifurcate each and every letter sounds. In the upcoming sessions, when we are going for the complex words and complex Jollyphonic sessions, then I come to know and I will make you understand that how we are going to go for complex words. Right now, we are just discussing how to spell the tricky words. Very simple. We'll go into deep of each and every topic, right, in every session. Mnemonics. The initial letter of each word in a saying gives the correct spelling of the words. Now, the initial letter of each word means the very first one. For example, law. Here, Laugh, right? The sound of letter G. Different silence rules are there of grammar. So it is no doubt clear that in Jolly Phonics we shall be merging it, right? Right? You understand. So mnemonics also we need to understand, which I shall be discussing with you. Using joined up cursive writing to improve spelling. Yes, very important factor. So at the very beginning stage, where we are just making the child understand the sounds, here we can put some light on it. And on the very first point, that is look, cover, write, and check. These 2 points, basically, in the beginning. Later on, we shall be, able to go for this mnemonics and saying by the sound, every point. Using joined up cursive writing. Now, cursive writing is also important and linked with your, writing part and tricky spelling words, because here you are actually improving the spelling when we are writing them, attached. The child is able to relate the whole word because the whole word is attached by the stroke. Very simple. So there is a logic behind it. And this is how we enhance the understanding of, the tricky words, right? Okay. In my early years, I can say for my DR children and for my, what you can say, or emerging children, like say, I can say that they should first of all go for the, speaking of those words, very important. If I say the, what you can say, I see a rub, say suppose, so that puppy is, what the puppy is doing. See my puppy rip the rag. So here I'm just making the child first of all sing that nicely, understanding the word behind it, you know. So here tricky words, I am actually looking forward for the primary children and my upper, kindergarten children. Now, storybooks. A child will benefit greatly from a love of reading for pleasure. This can come from being read too. So, yes, Jolly Phonics is actually a complete book, right? So, here, this, complete book is actually, making, like say, understand. Okay. So here in this pictorial reading of Jolly Phonics, you come to know, okay, there are number of, pictures and making the child feel interested by those colorful pictures. The story books are something which are making the child relate with different letters and words and everything. So make it important that they should, connect it with the stories. Once a child is beginning to learn the letter sounds, they'll be able to pick them out in the words, definitely. So inculcate this habit of, reading the books and storybooks especially, and different picture cards. So they should then move on to the working out whole words through blending, right? So they start doing their own blended learning. As a result, it is easier if reading begins with storybooks that use simple words. So always bring the storybooks which are having number of pictures along with little text. Text is important, no doubt, but picture is reading is making the child, to explore and think in a very different direction, which is very important. Brainstorming, I believe, is very most important. So go for the storybooks which have simple words and then gradually increase the level, right? So here progression should be there. Provide the storybooks which have progression. Once there is a fluency, no doubt if you are providing such, books to the children in your, daily schedule, there will be a fluency, definitely. And the most important skill for a child will be comprehension and the understanding of more words. So yes, vocabulary enhancement is something very important, and this can be developed by asking a child questions about story. So when the child is done with the story, when the child has read the story, always try to ask the questions, let them understand, okay, this is the story. Now, what do you understand by it? Now make your own questions and let them give the answer, and give them the time to understand the question and giving you the answer. And there is no correct and wrong answer. I again want to repeat it. There is no correct and wrong answer because everyone is thinking from his or her own mind. So let it be, right? Just motivate the children. Okay, you are thinking in this way. Okay, perfect. You want to say like that, that this is going like that. Okay, fine. So let them raise their confidence. Why to lower, right? Now let me move ahead with my again the main content. It was developed by Jolly Phonics, Sue Lloyd, and Sarah Weherham, who were primary and elementary school teachers at Woodlow Primary Schools in Lowestoft, England. Now, if I say that I don't know any history behind it and what is the history behind it, so I really want to put it in the box that this Jolly Phonics is actually developed by whom? So there are two who are involved in it, primary and elementary school teachers, right? And they are Sue Lloyd, and Sarah Verham, right? And they have done this. And they were primary and elementary school teachers, right? They have developed it, right? After that, what I can say, at Woodslow Primary School in Lowestoft, England. So it is just a work of, two primary and elementary school teachers all together. It is a combined work and it is being of England. So if I say Jolly Phonics is related to UK, it's perfectly. Now, independent studies find that after 1 year's teaching, children taught with Jolly Phonics have an average reading age around 12 months ahead of their actual age. Very interesting fact. Now, it is a study which is saying that after 1 year's teaching, children taught with Jolly Phonics have an average reading age around 12 months ahead of their average actual age. So this is something which is very interesting fact, and every teacher should understand this fact, that how important and how beneficial your Jolly Phonics is if you are going to do this in your classroom. You understand, 12 months ahead of their actual stage, their actual age milestone. Their spelling age is usually slightly further ahead. Very interesting point. So yes, teachers, you should implement, Jolly Phonics in your classroom, because one of the important, point I've shared with you here, that the learning is slightly further ahead. Boys typically do as well as girls. So there is no gender as such here related to, the growth. It is like appropriate, but age milestone is definitely there, that it is little up only, right? It is a multi-sensory and has been developed so the adult can use it confidently and easily, even at the end of an exhausting day. Very interesting point. Even in my classrooms as well, before, say, suppose 6 years, right? I was dealing with this Jolly Phonics for the very first time in my classroom. And believe me, when I used to do it, by the end of the day, I feel fully energetic. Though my whole day was exhausting with the children, so little children in my classroom, and my whole day was completely exhausting. But yes, this is something which is so, it is completely a pack full of, what you can say, energy, and colorful and vibrant and very interesting, beautiful music, which is, soothing your ears, and, lovely experience. So I assure you, even at the day end, if you do this, your children will smile like anything, and when they go to their home, and they share their experience, that will be a fabulous one. So yes, Jolly Phonics is having a element of jolly, which I can say, which is a correct word, I can say. It is having that element which is in it. It is something, it's called a magic, basically, right? Jollyphonic Limited is an independent British publisher, right? So Jolly Learning Limited, which was founded in 1987, right? So you can believe it is so old. But the thing is that who is using it in an appropriate manner, right? Using it, utilizing it in all the phases, right? Utilizing all the groups and, mats, that is something which is really important. So this is all about in today's session. I'm your host, Aarti. I'm AIEF Master Trainer, right? I'm MI certified, and I'm here on this platform to share number of videos for the early years teachers and for the higher grades too, on different pedagogies and, approaches which are used in the learning. So stay tuned on my channel, subscribe my channel if you like it. You can share with your friends as well. And this is all about today. Now I shall be covering the next part in my next episode coming soon. Till then, bye bye and take care.